So the first place we're going to go to is my backyard. In my backyard, I have ribosomes, as I call them. These are the potatoes. So ribosomes in an animal cell make protein for the cell to carry out its daily activities. Well, here, potatoes grow these potatoes for me to eat whenever I get hungry, which allow me to carry out my daily activities, such as running and jumping and building. Okay, next is my vacuole. So some animal cells have a small vacuole, and what this vacuole does is it stores water. And we use this water to carry out daily functions such as growing potatoes, pumpkins, watermelons, and even kelp over there. But we'll get into that later. I'm going to take some watermelon for the road. Alright, then we move on to our next place, the cell membrane. The cell membrane is over here. Okay, so what the cell membrane does is it acts as a semi-permeable barrier between the inside and the outside of the cell. By semi-permeable, that means that it lets certain things in, but keeps others out. So although I can come in, these bad guys over here can't come in. And they are stuck outside. The next thing on our tour is the plasma membrane. Now, what the plasma membrane does is it really sorts through what comes in and out. So, although I can walk through this, if I put something like a zombie here, a computer, they have no idea how to walk through it. I'm going to explain why. So these two different defense posts have different hitboxes. But they could both count as one block. So they both form a wall right here, to what the computers can see. However, since these are two different types of fencing, these are nether brick and these are wooden, they don't connect together. So although the computer may see just one straight, big, long wall, there's actually a gap here that the player can walk through. Okay, next is the cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm is the air that fills my village. This is important because it gives us room to run around, build, and do whatever else we want to. The next very important structure is the cytoskeleton. Now, why the cytoskeleton is so important is it keeps all of this in place. If I didn't have the cytoskeleton, I just wouldn't be able to build any of this. So it's very important. And in a cell, it's very important too, because it keeps everything together in one place. Alright, now we are at the lysosomes. These are my lysosomes. These are iron golems. Iron golems attack bad guys for you. So here's a bad guy, and he's going to charge straight at him, and then yeet him into the air. And that takes care of that problem for us. And lysosomes in a cell do pretty much the same thing. If a disease or something comes in, they just get rid of it. Okay, this is my smooth ER. What the smooth ER is it's a highway, just like this one. Our iron golem got in the way. And it lets me come up here so I can do my next part. This is the Golgi apparatus. What the Golgi apparatus does in a cell is it sorts through proteins and transports them. So let's say I toss in my proteins. Oops, I accidentally tossed in my minecart. But since it sorted through them, it said that it didn't need this. See? It just tosses it all the way back over here. Doesn't accept it. So let's throw in our proteins. So it sorts through the proteins by using hoppers. These hoppers take grab of the item. And if I fill the hopper with certain things, it'll grab only those certain things, which is what I did here. So if I want my chests down here to fill, getting ready for the cell to transport the proteins, I just flip this switch right here. Alright, now our chests are filled, so we flip it back. And then it's time for transporting. This is one of my favorite parts. And there go the proteins. Drops them off right there at the front door of the village. Except the coal, which goes down my chimney. Okay, now I want to show you another part. I want to show you the rough ER. Bloop. Here's the rough ER. What the rough ER does in a cell is it provides a highway, just like the smooth ER, but also provides a place for ribosomes to be, just like up here. So I can grow extra potatoes and they're not in the way of anything. So extra food. That's always a good thing. Alright, now we do our mitochondria. Let's pay a visit to there. Here we are. So, what our mitochondrion does in a cell is it produces energy for it to carry out all of its activities. And it does a very similar function here. What this design does is it produces dried kelp. And why this is helpful is I can take this dried kelp, turn it into blocks, and then I can put this in my furnace, and now I can cook whatever I want in this furnace. If I want to cook potatoes, boom, potatoes. So what this part of our farm does is when it gets the kelp from the farm, it turns it into bone meal. Why bone meal is important is it lets us grow plants really quickly. If I want grass and flowers, boom, grass and flowers. If I come in here and say that I need potatoes, I can go boop, and I have potatoes as soon as I want them. And then I can put them in here. So as you can see, this produces energy for our village. And if I want to turn it on, I flip this switch. Oh, that's right. To turn it on, currently, the nucleus has the master switch on for this. So the nucleus is our control room. We can control two separate functions. Let's turn on our mitochondria. As you can see, it's busy making kelp. It produces the kelp. These hoppers take the kelp. And then these smokers smelt the kelp. And that's the same over here, except they go in composters to turn it into bone meal. And then, whenever we decide we have enough dried kelp to last us a lifetime, which we already do, we can just flip the switch, and it's done. Alright, now this switch is for the Golgi apparatus over there. This controls the shipping of chests. So, if I hadn't shipped those chests yet, I'd be able to flip this switch and ship all my chests. Alright. So, thank you for watching. And, this was a really fun project. Thank you for the idea of making it in Minecraft, Miss Brown. I really enjoyed it. Bye!